Hello everyone, it's Omai and welcome back to another One vs Chris video. Today we're taking a look at the treasure map versus CP-0 Lucci. This time I'm doing a playthrough with the teams I showed you in one of our previous videos. There are quite a few changes and the comment section is a mess there with all the changes you need to make, so this video is just so that you can see everything that you need to slightly tweak so that these teams can work as best as possible. So let's get straight into it. I will be going through the intrusion as well, so the full run. I won't bore you with the in between of the map like going through because my ping is horrendous. So I'll meet you guys in the intrusion where we can go through that team. Did make some slight changes. Okay, so here we are for the intrusion against Lucci, Kaku, and Stasi. And for this team, I think the main thing that I changed was I swapped character out for Nami and Karina. So they are really nice for this. They get around the threshold, the damage reduction, the defense up. But most importantly, they give a threshold effect which allows us to survive the 100k death hit. This team would have died before the change because we didn't have any way to get around that. But with Nami and Karina, they are so perfect. They get around the enemy defensive effects, they give us a defensive effect, and they give us an attack boost, which is the only buff that we needed for this team to be an absolute truck in terms of the damage. So this team is very refined now and still very strong. So the only thing we changed there was the Nami and Karina, which I know for some people is gonna make it unusable because they don't have Nami and Karina. She's quite a difficult character to have, but still very strong team. And these teams aren't exactly supposed to be accessible, so I can ask, I can try and help you if you don't have Nami and Karina. Also in the comments, I can maybe see if there's some sort of arrangement with a support to reduce damage, but otherwise Nami and Karina is necessary. Stage 2 here we use Kobe, absolute goat, to get around the despair and the bind and give us a chain boost, which is kind of for naught because we are using Lucci's chain lock. Besides that, just kill the enemy. There's not much else to do here. The damage is quite low on stage 2, which is my only concern. Yeah, and you can't use Arlong special either because that will trigger the enemy's interrupt. We are using dinghy ship here. I'm just using normal ships in this video so that you guys can see that you won't need the event ship for when Saturday and Sunday comes around, and that ship will be gone. So you don't want to build teams that rely on that ship because you're going to be left in the dark on the last 2 days. So we have Crocodile's Superclass getting us around the block orbs without having to deal with the interrupt. You could also yeah, with Nami and Karina, it also makes it a lot easier to get if you don't have Crocodile, because their super swap is another way to get around the block orbs, giving you G orbs. Nami and Karina go into Karina's form. She gets around the defensive effects and gives us the threshold. Then we can use Arlong Crew, which we actually don't need right now. He's just kind of there on this team for a point boost. He literally is not needed whatsoever. As I said, you can't use him on stage 2. He will trigger the interrupt. And then you can use Crocodile for the chain boundary, so you can get around. Actually isn't a chain attack down on this quest, but just to give you a lot more damage. Enough yapping, that is the entire quest, and that threshold tanks the death hit from our Lucci, Kaku, and Stasi. So that's it for the intrusion. Very fast, very efficient, and very strong. Except stage 2, it's it's cutting it a bit fine. But we can get into the mini boss teams now, and these are very fast. Oh yeah, and you can see here how many points we get with a very nice beefy multiplier. 188k is very good for like nav 3. So very nice team in terms of the point boost as well. Okay, so the first mini boss is against old Luffy. This team remains unchanged. We literally did nothing to it from what I showed you in the video. Dogstorm support, remove that until it's required. I am just using it in this video so you guys can see that he is an option when the damage becomes a bit scarce, but that is not necessary. We aren't even using carrot special at the start. We aren't using any specials at the start on this team. We are just going in and killing the enemy with the chain lock from Grand Tesoro and obviously the Wano orbs from Hiyori. So we have the starting animation from Carrot, which is quite annoying, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't affect the speed much. Using Zoro on stage 1, any wave clearer will work. Stage 2, Grand Zoro, his special goes a bit faster because we have a full board of 1 orbs, so he doesn't orb manipulate, which does make it a teeny bit faster, I believe. Also giving us a chain lock for the final stage, helping us get around the chain attack down, which is the main debuff. Threshold, we have Carrot ignoring it. Just hit a good and another good, and that is it. So for quite a while, I don't think we will need to activate any specials. Then you can start using Carrot, and then later on you can start using Dogstorm. And even later than that, you can use a color affinity support if you do really feel it's necessary. Though I don't think it will ever come to that stage where you'll need that. So very fast team. I think there was only 1 support on the final stage. Actually, no supports. It was 0 specials, 0 supports. Later on, it will become 1 special and 1 support. So very, very fast. The next one is against, I can't remember who this is now, but we are running double free-to-play Luffy against Robin. This team, I'm really happy with this one. Raise Max, this is the first time I'm really seeing how great of a character he is. Very interesting mechanics. Make sure you're running a quick support on him so that we can get our desired effect from his special. So stage 1 and 2 we'll just use our Luffy super type. Stage 2 we'll use Zoro's special for wave clear and the orb boost. And then the final stage, Raise Max is going to deal with everything by himself alongside the Bonnie support on Kuma. Nami's just there as a accessory besides her crewmate ability, which gives us a full board of recovery matching orbs. And the reason why is because we need to have a recovery or tandem orb on Raise Max to get the desired effect. That's kind of annoying. I don't think my why do I still have Despair? Womp womp. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to figure this out. I don't know why we still have Despair. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I think what happened there was the friend captain I was using was in level limit break 3, so he didn't reduce the 3 turns, but you only get 8 turns of Despair, so 6 turns from the Luffy captains, 3 and 3, and then Sockets another 3. It should get around all 9 turns. I think it was just an issue of my friend captain wasn't level limit break 3 or higher. As for Zoro here, we are running double ace, and this team isn't running any type of boost, which I know some people will not want to use this team just because of that, but it's still a very strong team and very fast. And I mean, the point boost doesn't matter much, especially on one mini boss team. One thing I actually forgot about this treasure map is making mid boss encounter teams, which like are wave clear, using characters like Roger, Year 5 Luffy 6+, and like Daruma captain, which is a -4 cooldown captain. I might make some of those teams in the future, show them off in YouTube shorts, so stay tuned for that. I really enjoy those teams, but I prefer just making regular teams. I feel like most people won't even need to use those mid-map encounters. But enough yapping. Stage 1 we use Eneru to wave clear and give us cooldown. Stage 2 we'll use Whitebeard for his wave clear, as well as giving us a chain boundary as well as a chain growth rate for the final stage. A bit slow on his special, but it's not the end of the world provided how much he gives to our team. Then we get a full board of block orbs. Our captains have 1 orbs from Frankie's crewmate ability. The enemy has a quick orb barrier. We get a quick orb on Frankie with the Boa Hancock support. I don't know why I use Frankie there. You shouldn't be using Frankie. You don't need to use any specials for quite a while. Just hit a good on Frankie and to start off your chain, and then a perfect on your ace. Ace's special can be later on used for an attack boost with the Halloween lore support for an orb boost. And that's about it. Very, very strong team, very easy. And yeah, basically similar speed to the first team with Carrot, where no specials are required on the final stage. Stage 2 special is a bit slower, but still very strong and still a decent speed. And then later on you can add more supports and specials if you need more damage. But for quite a while it's going to be no specials. The last team here against Lilith, this one has been fighting with me the most, and it is unfortunately the slowest team. One thing I really hate is that I was using Kikunojo and Izo as my captains so that they can get around the paralysis. Unfortunately, we get our despair inflicted on us before the paralysis, meaning Izo's captain to reduce paralysis is disabled, meaning we have to find another way to get around the paralysis. How we're doing this is Nami and Karina, once again, absolute goat. How it works is the special is going to basically carry us in every single way possible. Stage 1 here, Kamazo gives us a 2-turn orb boost and wave clear. Then we use Kikuzo to give us a chain lock and extend the orb boost. And then final stage, we can use Nami and Karina. So we get a full board of block orbs. Unfortunately, unfavorable orbs. We are using the Sabo support, the Kid Sabo, to get around 2 turns of paralysis and despair. Stasi for the color affinity and getting around the rest of the special bind and despair. And then we can use Nami and Karina's swap as well as their special. Although actually the swap is not necessary, we do have matching orbs already. So it is just a two specials and 1 support team. So it's still pretty decent. Nami and Karina is a bit slow in this special, unfortunately. And also make sure you have your Kikyo and Izo's barrier pin maxed so you can get through the barrier. Very basic team. The speed is a bit slow. 2 specials and 1 support is a bit too slow for my liking, but it's not too bad. Nami and Karina does carry. Don't activate this super swap effect, it's really not necessary. We already have matching orbs. Let's move on to the final boss, which is against the Jumbe S Shark with our Bonnie captain. I don't think we did change this team at all, I'm pretty sure. Let me just take another look. I'm pretty confident in how this team can perform. Yep. Oh yeah, I changed one thing. There was no way to proc Bonnie superclass, so I added X Drake, and I think I replaced the Lucci CP-0 unit with X Drake so that the superclass can be procced and we can get a chain boundary on the final stage from Bonnie superclass. That'll allow us to get around the chain attack down. But anyways, I digress. Let's get into the quest itself. The HP isn't very tight whatsoever for the final boss. It is a teeny bit tight on intrusion, but not too bad. You should be fine even after the ship leaves. So we get 6 turns of bind here. We are getting around that with Carrot and Nami. First use this swap for healing, I guess. Why not just use it? The special gets around the bind and the burn. Then we can use the special of Jumbe to get around the enemy's damage reduction, as well as give us a attack boost. And that's about it. You can kill from there. Stage 2 is quite decent in terms of the damage for this one, unlike the intrusion. Then for the final boss, we use Bonnie. We can just use, you don't even need that support on Alan Crew. You can just use the swap effect to get a strength orb to get through the barrier. You don't need that support. Once again, emphasizing that it's not needed whatsoever. So Bonnie, get our chain boundary with the chain boost from Kobe. That's gonna help us get through the chain attack down very easily. You can use Atlas, and that's about it. You don't want to like waste your time and activate every single special. Make sure you are using the least amount possible, only what's necessary to get around the gimmicks and the minimum amount of damage you need. That was a lot of yapping, but that's going to be the entire run of Treasure Map. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, ask them down below. I've been quite slow with answering your requests for replacements, and I apologize for that. I have been very busy in real life lately. I'll try to get to that as soon as possible. I know a lot of you need the replacement for Nami and Carrot, and then also I hear some of you guys have the York Rare Recruit from the latest Treasure Map batch, and you want to know which character can be replaced for York on the team. So I'll try to get to that as soon as possible. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.